Good evening, everyone, commissioners, community. I'm here to give a brief presentation, some updates from East. The last 3 months, we have taken our time to kind of create some structures to provide additional support for some past practices at East. And at the mid-year point, I'm proud to say that we have identified many of the obstacles and barriers and some of the root causes that led to some of the academic struggles and structural issues at East. Tonight, I'm here to have two of our administrators speak about two programs. One, to really address those freshmen. We've talked a lot about the overage undercredited freshmen that have plagued our schools for years, and we hired Anita Perez to join East this year, and she has done an incredible job bringing an open and growth mindset to East. When I interviewed Anita for the position, I asked her to think critically about the data, and then when she walked into the room, it was clear that she was a thoughtful individual, that she was passionate about her kids. She's a former East graduate, as well as a student who went through the TLI program at East, a program for teacher training. And so I want to bring Anita up to talk about what she's been doing to target our freshmen to ensure their academic success so that our 2015 cohort students graduate on time in 4 years. Anita.
Good evening, Commissioners. Buenas noches. As Dr. Nelm stated, I'm Anita Perez. I'm the Freshman Academy Director for the Freshman Academy at East. I'm going to give you an overview of the Academy and what we've been up to thus far. So part of our focus for the Freshman Academy are our targets. So our targets for the 2015-2016 school year is to have an 85% attendance or higher for our scholars. We also have a 75% percentage of students passing the two regents, the math and the science, and earning 5 credits at the end of their freshman year. We also are targeting our scholars to pass 75% in terms of each marking period, and to have 85% of our scholars be involved in sports and extracurricular activities. We all know that there is a strong correlation with attendance, academics, and success in our school. So this is an overview of the attendance for the Freshman Academy and other grade levels at our building, but wanted to highlight that, currently our attendance for our freshman cohort 2015 is at 87%. So we've, exceeded our current target of 85%. As you can see from the slide, we've varied from 89% to 88% and currently at 87% for the new freshmen. And, as Dr. Nels mentioned, when I came into this position, I thought a lot about what is it that we're going to do different in terms of systems and protocols to put in place to help with improving our scholar achievement. So one of the things that I was introduced to when I went to a conference was having data walls. Data walls that basically capture the academic achievement of our scholars as they are going through their core classes, their electives. So one of our focus this school year is to not only have scholars know where they are in terms of their academic achievement, but also, hold, teachers accountable and have an opportunity for teachers and staff to have more targeted conversations as to what our scholars are achieving in their classes. This gives us an opportunity for, scholars to not only track their own progress, but, have some type of, competition with each other as to, what they want to achieve as they go along each marking period. Part of the uniqueness of the Academy is to have common planning time, and this is an opportunity where we look at the data and have a more focused conversations about the data and how we can move our scholars forward. And not only, do we do this at the building level, but we also see, as a school-wide initiative, and the upper school is also doing data walls. So this is an overview of our, scholar achievement at the Freshman Academy. So we started out, with our scholars having, a dip. So if we were to look at the achievement of the scholars for the first marking period, they were at 56% in social studies, 46 passing rate in English, 44 in science, and 54 in math. And as we look at the third cycle, we achieved the 55.5% in terms of the cohort passing 4 cores and gym. So part of our initiative is to make sure that we track the progress every 3 weeks and make sure that we post this information so that scholars can track their own progress and teachers can see where their scholars are. So we have, an overview of first marking period, and currently with our second marking period, as the marking period is over tomorrow, we are at a 68% in terms of passing rate for social studies, a 72 in English, a 46 in science, and a 57 in math. So as we look at the comparison between first marking period and second marking period, there was a need for us to do something different. As an academy, I have a spectacular team of teachers and support staff, as well as a vice principal, Mr. DeFazio, and we came up with an idea of having the Freshman Academy enrichment during Regents Week. So during these 4 days where our upper school is testing, we decided to invite all of our scholars to come in and provide some type of enrichment. So this was an opportunity for our scholars to work on makeup work, make up any labs, and also use it as a time to have that one-on-one with teachers. So we decided to have a cycle where students would come in from 8 to 11 and have time in the different core areas to do the work. So I must say that, I'm very excited to say that we had 100 scholars attend on the first day out of 149. So, that is a great accomplishment that shows that, our scholars are really motivated, engaged, and ready to do the work, right? So today we had 87 scholars attend, and we hope that, the number increases tomorrow. But for me, personally, I think that, as we continue the work with our scholars, we need to support them in every way possible, and I think that, the Freshman Academy is doing everything in their power to be very innovative and bring to the table new things so that our scholars are supported and they can achieve their goals. So as to the current work at the Freshman Academy, we continue to have a tight look at the attendance, look at period-by-period attendance. We also have a partnership with Hillside where each 9th grader at the cohort 2015 has their own advocate as another way to support our work. We also have town hall meetings where we invite parents and scholars to be part of, our daily work. We also have the focus conversations with the Common Planning team, and that is an opportunity for us to make some improvements and be more targeted. We also take a closer look at the grading practices, and we are very, very excited to continue this work, and as well, we celebrate each accomplishment at the Freshman Academy. Thank you for providing me this opportunity to give you the report, and I look forward to continuing to provide a sustainable Freshman Academy. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike Anita. What Mike Anita failed to mention is those 49 kids who did not attend, counselors and social workers went to their homes to find them and their parents. And so it was a very aggressive process for supporting the development of our students. And Mike Anita, she's an out-of-the-box thinker. She's a servant leader, and I appreciate her leadership at East. The next presentation is exciting. Actually, it's a pretty exciting program as part of our CTE track for culinary. So for our seniors, and Rhonda Neal will come up to explain this, we have a Rochester Youth Culinary Experience. It's a partnership with the owners of Salinas. I see them in the back. Our chef and our culinary program, which Rhonda will speak more to, and a great opportunity for our students for their last year as high school students, as well as their first year in the community, and some employment opportunities for them. Rhonda is an administrator that we kind of stole from the district. Rhonda worked with me on a network team when I was a school chief here, and she has a business background, and she brought a sense of organization and leadership and to this job. And when Rhonda came in to interview for East and talked about her passion for building programs 9-12 for students that gave them both college and career tracks, we knew she was the right person for the job. Rhonda is passionate. The kids in the school, I had one girl recently come up to me and said, "Keep Miss Neal away from me." And I said, "Well, why is that?" She goes, "I miss 20 days of school and she won't leave me alone." And I said, "Well, she's doing her job." And so Rhonda brings that passion to the school, and we appreciate her leadership. So Rhonda, you want to talk about Rice? Rhonda Neal.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm excited to talk about this opportunity for our students at East. As Dr. Nelms talked about it, we refer to it as RICE, but it's the Rochester Youth and Culinary Experience. Just to share a little bit about our program. Just to share a little bit about our program, RICE is a nonprofit endeavor that's really open to help our students to participate in a fully functional restaurant that is run by students. Students are participating from the startup of the company as well as learning the day-to-day operations of the project. Students are really given that full autonomy to help plan the menu in addition to what's going to be served, but also given input on the layout of the restaurant, exactly decoration schemes, et cetera, because they're approaching it from the perspective of their ownership and being a part of the management team. RICE will teach students to become employable adults. They will lead them through the entrepreneurial process, as I mentioned, from startup, as well as how to run the day-to-day operations of a culinary business. The goal for this project was to have a direct impact on students that's living in our impoverished neighborhoods, but also to create a venue for them to receive a living wage, as well as to gain employable skills in the culinary industry. We're very excited about this endeavor because we're in partnership with Salinas, a local Mexican restaurant here in the Rochester area. In addition, the owners have also opened up a cocktail establishment at the Village Gates. And the owners of this business is Mr. and Mrs. Metros, and I will give you an opportunity to meet him tonight. But in 2014, they were actually approached with this idea to open up a student-run business, and they were very excited about it. One of the things that I loved in reading the literature and the material was that their mantra, because this is an area that they love, they believe that what a better way to teach students the entrepreneurial spirit is by having them to immerse themselves in it, just being a part of the day-to-day actions of the company. So when they met the principal and our chef of our culinary program, they knew it was a perfect match. So a little bit about the timeline. In mid-January, there was the groundbreaking for the restaurant, and our students participated in this process. And the restaurant is scheduled to open in June of 2016. We have a couple fundraising events. We would like you to participate and be a part of it. We'll do a lot of advertising about that so you can participate. But on April 12th, there will be a fundraising activity at the Village Gate. It's going to be in the atrium, so stay tuned. And also, via Kickstart's website, there's an opportunity that's open to the general public to also contribute to this business venture. I want to talk now a little bit about the academic piece of the program. The culinary program is a pathway at East. The first year, the year one, is for our 9th graders. They will be introduced to a course delivering great customer service. And basically, the students are learning all about customer service in the culinary industry. Our Culinary 1 course is for primarily our 10th graders. That's pretty much they're learning all the day-to-day skills about cooking, learning about the different produce, the techniques of cooking. We're excited about that because this is pretty much where they get the hands-on experience by working with Chef Jeff in the program. Culinary 2 is pretty much our juniors. These are the students that you'll see that's involved in the Rochester different events where they're catering different events at our local colleges. They've participated in preparing food for you at the board. They've also been in a couple local competitions with Wegmans that we're excited about, but these scholars could really put their skills to practice that they've learned in Culinary 1 to Culinary 2. Now, the senior level course is our Kitchen, Restaurant, and Management, and that's the venture that we're doing with Rice that we're excited about. The goal of this course for our seniors, they're the managers and owners of the business. So their semester 1 course is all about menu developing and costing the items that the guests will be able to receive if they go as a guest to the restaurant. They're also working on the architect of the building, decorations, exactly the layout and the schemes, and the kids have been really excited about that because it's their own business. And semester 2, it's all about building the employee handbook. And as we know, an employee handbook for a business is all about the job specifications, the expectations, as well as the standard operations for a business. A couple slides we'll have shows a little bit of how the scholars are participating in the construction. At the demolition, our students were there. It was exciting to know how they had input on the blueprint and how to lay things out for Rice. They were very excited about that. The second slide just shows some of the pictures of the students at work, participating in a menu testing at the Wine and Culinary Center, as well as them catering the Rochester Children's Scholarship event. And that event was held this year at East. Just another student showing the output of their work, the different techniques of cooking different dishes. But again, the whole academic focus is about preparing the students to become a chef in the culinary industry. One of the things that we're very excited about this venue with Rice, it's a pipeline to employment for our students. The seniors, as they finish up in the Kitchen, Restaurant, and Management course in June, they can become full-time employees with Rice. Most of them, due to their age, will probably have a part-time position, but they will also have that opportunity to become a full-time employee. Their hourly rate could be between the range of $12 and $15 an hour. They will be supervised by a full management team of Rice employees. And the pipeline pretty much comes in from the perspective, the 16-17 school year, as the new seniors come in, or the new scholars, they will be working closely with the seniors or the former East graduates of the 2016 class. So we're excited about it. Even after a year of experience with Rice, the students will have an opportunity to earn a scholarship to go to college, or they can indeed become a part of the full-time management team of Rice. So that whole circular process of the pipeline for employment, we're excited about, and the students will always have an opportunity to participate in the student-led business. Again, all of the funds and proceeds that's raised from Rice will go back into scholarships, as well as the day-to-day operations of the business. And I cannot conclude without giving kudos to two key individuals who are here tonight who's played a big role in this endeavor. First of all, I would love to give kudos to Chef Jeff, as we refer to him. Mr. Cristiano, could you please stand? He's our chef and the teachers for our culinary program at East. He's done an outstanding job with our students. And I want to acknowledge Mr. Metras, who's here tonight, for all of his support, he and his wife and the family there of Rice, and their guidance and the investment in our scholars at East. So we're excited, and I just wanted to share that there are great things that's happening at East. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Neal. Chef Jeff was giving a story the other day where he mentioned that a young man was in a classroom and the teacher was a little stressed. And one of the culinary students said, imagine running a restaurant, that's stressful. And so these kids have really internalized this whole process, and they go everywhere from getting the inspection notifications done, going downtown for the permits, looking at the overall construction of the building, to creating the menus. This is a great opportunity for our students. We hope to create other similar partnerships with area businesses for our other CTE tracks as well. All right. Any audience, I want to just recognize a couple people. Leah Festenstein, who's in the back over here. She is our Director of Special Programs, and she'll be presenting next month about some of our pathways that we have in partnerships with other programming agencies. Lorna Washington, who I think we all know, is to my left. And Lorna she's our conduit for the EPO a U of R between the Board of Education, the State Education Department, and other agencies, and she plays a critical role in monitoring our success. And then the man in the middle, they call Shaq, Dr. Ewing from the University of Rochester, who has served as project director and is the brainchild behind the EPO. So thank you all for coming out and supporting tonight. That concludes my presentation.
Any questions for Dr. Nelms? I do have a statement. Can I pre-order my Jamaican jerk chicken?
That's right. That's right.
That stuff looks good.
That's right.
That sounds really exciting. The only other comment I'll make is that one of the reasons why this board moved along this path to search for an EPO, specifically in the University of Rochester, is not only did we want things to improve at East High School, but we wanted to develop best practices, an incubator of success. This is a fine example of that. I know Vice President Elliott and Commissioner Evans and I went to New York City, and we were impressed with some of the stuff that they were doing, but it looks like we're doing it already. So that's very helpful. But I also want folks to know that I had a conversation about driver's ed. And it's shameful that it's part of the opportunity gap that exists in this city, in this country. Children of color, children of very little means do not have driver's education class, did not have driver's education class in secondary schools in this community until the EPO came along and said, hey, we're going to do this. Steve, I saw you just left, but Steve Ewing was one of those people that said, hey, listen, this ain't right. Our kids are entitled to have that. But I want folks to know that incubator of success is already generating things like the restaurant and driver's ed, because I said, hey, listen, why don't we, Adele, you got that email, Christiane, you got that email, then you got Dave, we should have driver's ed, Keith, we should have driver's ed at Edison. So I'm forwarding a recommendation to my colleagues, specifically the chairperson of finance, that in this budget, 16-17, we ought to be replicating. It's small, low-hanging fruit, but something that you've already done. So I want folks to know this EPO that we've done is already bearing fruit. And thank you, Dr. Nelms, and your team for moving us along that path. Thank you.
And Linda has been great. We've already been in communication about that. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you very much.